Hey, everybody. Welcome to the channel. This is Theaters of the Minds. This is the channel where we do recaps, live reviews. We go through everything. You break through the breakdown, man. That's why we call it Theaters of the Minds, because we do a lot of thinking, man. Because a lot of these script writers and stuff, they try to trick us, man. We gonna figure it out though. But glad to have y'all in here today. And I have my co-host. Let her introduce herself.
Hi, you guys. My name is Conchetta, Chetta for short. Glad to be here today, get into this discussion. It's fun, Thank you. Thank you.
We glad to have you. We glad to have you in the building. Today we're going to be going over Earth Abides. Um, it's a new show on MGM Plus. Came out on December 1st. It is one of the next series of shows right after From. So it should be a decent filler for a little bit of the time as it um, gets prepared. I was gonna play briefly the trailer real quick, if that's cool.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
good.
play the trailer and then we gonna get into the episode. Episode one, we'll do a breakdown of that. Bear with me. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Can you hear?
Mhm.
Viral outbreak has occurred. It is highly contagious and lethal.
The emergency alert system. This is not a test.
No. No! Mom? Dad?
Everyone's dead, hon.
There's no one left.
Did you sleep through the matinee, kid? Whoever might be left is out of time.
What do you want?
I haven't seen anyone in the longest time.
Everyone disappear but me. Now you.
If we stick together, there's enough to keep.
Alrighty. That's enough for the first one, the trailer. But we're gonna start with a recap on episode one of Earth Abides. The episode is called Alone is the episode. And we'll get some some pictures of it, some screenshots of some stuff. We'll see. But that first episode, the first episode starts out with you have the guy. I believe his name. What his name? Ish. His name's
Ish.
Ish. Ish, like the Ish. His name is Ish. He is a geologist, and he seems like he's all about that life, man. He getting up in the morning, got his tool, he's ready. You know, he's going on this journey, and along on this journey, he grab a couple rocks and he picks up a couple rocks, and I guess he picked up the wrong rock because he had a big old rattlesnake. Ain't that right? Big old rattlesnake that got him. Um, and after that, it goes from there. He gets bitten. He makes his way back to the house, and when he makes his way back to the house, hand inflates, looking like a big elephant hand. What did you think about that scene, that part up until then so far?
Well, overall, I did think the beginning of the show it was a bit slow. Like the first couple minutes in, it was a slow start. It didn't really pull me in until he got bitten by the snake. Now I did have some questions when he got bitten by the snake because I had to Google. I was just like, I've never been bitten by a snake, but I would imagine that you're not supposed to cut even more so suck the venom out of
Oh
the wound.
yeah, that part was crazy.
Yeah. So in my
And he
research,
still he was just
you're
still
not
putting.
supposed to do that.
Yeah, but he still was putting it right back in the system.
Just put it
So
back into the system, correct.
that's crazy.
So yeah.
But
But other than that though, I thought that was a great way to like pull the audience in. So they had my attention from that moment
okay,
on.
okay. And then from there he gets back to the house, and when he gets back to the house, you'll notice, you know, what I did notice is it's a thing about reptiles, reptiles. It's a theme in this episode. Most people ain't caught that. That's a little Easter egg for y'all. Um, he got bit by the snake when he got back to, and he made his way back to the cabin, and it seemed like he was out of it. His hand inflated, went down. Seemed like he was going in and out of consciousness. And the crazy part about it was, he even had, I guess, some neighbors, or I guess somebody trying to knock on his door, and
What
then
was the Easter egg?
the Easter egg is the the amphibians, the reptiles, and I'm gonna get to that.
Oh.
I'm talking up to the point. Um, when he got back, and he was, I guess, hallucinating. I guess I don't know what happened when you go through. I never got bit by a snake, and hope God I don't get bit by one. But it seemed like, man, he, he survived without medicine. Um, and then let's get back to the point where the guy actually, he had some people came knocking on his door, and he was just looking at him, and I guess the people looked at him and they was like, oh, he's sick. Oh, we can't come here. So that raised the point to me. I'm like, okay,
Well, I thought that they didn't even realize somebody was in there.
they did. They heard him. He was wheezing and coughing. They heard him. He was wheezing and coughing at the door, and they was able to see him, and they said he was sick. So they was like, let's go.
Oh, maybe they thought he was infected with the plague and they didn't want to get.
We, we gonna get to that. We ain't got to that. Nobody knows that yet. Bear with me on the breakdown. Um, we haven't got to that yet. We're going through the walkthrough. Um, and let me get back to this now. Y'all see what she did now? She trying to. No, we ain't got to that. We are doing the breakdown. We're going through the show, and at this point, that has There's no information given about that. Um, yeah, and so after that, he comes out of it eventually. And what's the first thing that goes across his desk when he was studying? It was a lizard. A lizard went across his desk. Another nugget. I know that's gonna be something to a theory later on down in the season. Um, and so after that, we have him coming to. Um, I thought, how long you think he been out? I don't know. He seemed like he been out a long time.
I don't know.
He been there. He been in
I
there.
think maybe a couple of weeks.
I don't know, but he been there for a minute. So he finally comes to. I guess he gets himself together, and then he takes a drive. You know, I guess going to the city, and then he's looking around. He like, whoa, is nobody around? And then he see cars here, cars there, and he comes upon a couple of you know dead bodies. I would say, and it freaked him out because the dead bodies look like they've been there for a while too. Another thing to note. Um, and so, what did you thought about seeing that scene of him coming in to the town after him getting sick? What did you think about that?
Are you talking about when he arrived at the grocery store?
I'm talking about the his first time in the town, first time after him getting healed from getting sick. He's putting his clothes on and he's going into town for the first time. What did you think about that when he got into the town? What he saw and how he felt?
Yeah, he arrived. He went to the grocery store first. He was riding through, and then he noticed that there wasn't much traffic on the road, and he pulled up to the grocery store, got out the car, and that's when he saw, I guess, like a UPS driver or something like that laying on the ground. Um, I was waiting for him to spaz out because at that point, it's like I'm pretty sure he was
He
realizing.
did. He did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And as he did, I was waiting for him to spaz out because that would have been my reaction. You know, there you are out there all alone. You were secluded in the woods. You were doing a job, but then you come back
Mhm,
into the city society because it seemed like he was just outside, on the outskirts or whatever city they're in.
mhm.
So yeah, I would have had the same reaction.
Yeah. And then if you ain't noticed, he's been out there for a little bit by himself for a while because they kind of speeded up a little bit. He going through the town, and then the next thing he does, he's like, hey, like anybody gonna do, when you figure out something going crazy, where you go to his parents' house. Then the scene takes him to his parents' house where he goes in, and first thing he sees his dad's dead body. He's like shocked, don't know what to do. And the next thing he proceeds on to find his mother, and his mother was in the bathroom also. But
His mom also was calling him too. That when he got bit by the snake in the first scene, when he got bit by the snake and his phone dropped, his mom was calling.
mm, I ain't even know that one. Mm,
And he
mm,
said he usually talks to his mom 3 times a day. So that would explain why those are the people top of mind for him to check on.
mm. That's a good one right there. I didn't even catch that. Um, yeah, 3 times a day. And he finds his mom. I mean, that's devastating, man. Like you just like you don't know what's going on. You just think it's a simple. You just think it's a simple bit from a snake, and you just like you going into town, think everything normal. You go down there, you seeing cars everywhere on the side of the road. You seeing like that's what that remind me of? That kind of remind me of like a little bit of the pandemic that we had. You know what I'm saying? Remind me a little bit of that.
Hmm.
Um, Like when they had everybody quarantined, like when you couldn't go nowhere, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure them streets and stuff were like, you weren't supposed to be riding, but you could ride on the street and nobody out there. Felt very weird. But yeah, just to see him to actually, uh seeing his family parents like that, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then he actually buried him. He actually buried both of them together. That was crazy. He was crying through it, but he made it. So then after that, the scene, then he keeps on traveling because he's like, it got to be somebody out here. I know I just can't be the only one. I'm going miles and miles. And two, he if you notice, what I saw funny is like, when you in isolation, because this episode is called Alone. So when you in isolation by yourself, he saw him driving that car like 1,000 miles per hour, and he had to snap himself because he thought he was dreaming, and he wasn't dreaming. Because you remember that part a couple times he did it throughout the episode.
Yeah.
It was like, wake up, ish. But yeah, that is that, and then from there, so he goes to search. I think the next stop is in what, Las Vegas, right? That's where he ended up.
Uh,
He ended
well,
up
I
in Las
know he
Vegas.
comes to that bridge, and the bridge is closed off.
Yeah,
So I don't know how he determines which route to take, but yeah,
and
he
then too,
ends up in Las Vegas.
he didn't know what was going on till he got to that grocery store and to that bridge. Because then, come to find out that what they said, it's a global pandemic going on.
Well, yeah, there was a
Uh,
sign that in the grocery store parking lot.
yep, global pandemic going on. That's crazy. So he proceeds to go to Vegas, and on that road, man, I know I would want to do that too. He was just wide open on that road, mashing out. Ain't nobody stopping you. So you go to Vegas. That's weird. You never see Vegas. Vegas is a city that never sleeps. It's always people there. Well, I lie. The pandemic that really happened in real life that slowed it down. But outside of that, and it was still people there, but it was nobody there in the whole town of Vegas. To you to hear slot machines just going, there ain't nobody around. So we have Ish. He heads exploring this particular hotel in Vegas, screaming out, asking everybody, where, everybody, anybody here, anybody here? So what did he go do? I think he took a shower. He hopped in the pool, just doing a couple stuff. You ain't got nobody stopping you. Why not? So I think he's going to get some drinks or something like that. And he end up encountering Martin and Anna. Those are the two first humans he has met post pandemic. Uh, Post pandemic,
Post plate.
post plague pandemic. So what did you thought about that intervention when he just first seeing people for the first time?
I was happy he wasn't alone anymore. Um, it was good to know that there were some other survivors. I thought it was funny. He was living his best life, walking around in the nude, and Anna saw him in his birthday suit, behind the bar or whatever. But yeah, I like that scene because it gave us a little bit more background, and that's when it started. The pace of the episode started to pick up a little bit too. I felt.
Yeah, it did, but also too, I think we could definitely gonna get a good story because most of these books that were novels first, they're pretty much well written out. Um, but I think that first episode just a build up, just to get you going, to set up the scene. It was rather slow, but I think it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, from the trailers and stuff, I saw survival. And I see a lot of similarities, like I saw like with The Walking Dead. It's that survival mentality. Uh, it seemed like it's gonna be. I guess watch my word now. It's gonna be themes. about clans and cliques. Same thing like the Walking Dead was. You know, post apocalypse is people change. People either can adapt or they cannot. If they can't adapt, they done. Um, but yeah, him meeting Martin and Anna was very, very interesting. I I thought they were married and they weren't married. The way they were, talking to each other, hun, whatever. I don't know what
But
they
she
would.
said at first, she said, this is not my life partner. This is my death partner.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like that was
So yeah.
that
I
was.
didn't think they were married. Cause I don't know. I would just be like, what would
I
be the
thought
odds that like a couple actually
I
make it
thought it was
through?
weird though. I thought it was weird. It was weird, and then we found out how weird they were getting. Um, but that was his first encounter with meeting people. What did he do after that? I think what he did, hop in the shower. I think then they had some food.
But he had to go back to his room and process actually meeting some more people. I
Yeah,
think
that
the
threw him
next
off
day
too.
he went looking for him again. The next morning he woke up and he went looking for him and he ran into the lady first. She was getting dressed for the day. Looked like she was raiding some kind of costume backstage area or somebody's closet. I'm not sure. Um, and then yeah, apparently the guy, what is his name, Martin?
Hmm.
He's not the best cook, but he prepares meals for them each day. So he was preparing breakfast for them, and Ish and Anna went down to eat breakfast with Martin.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And then too, we get insights into Martin and Anne, the conversations that he has with both of them. We can start out with I think Martin. With Martin, Martin was married before. Um, I
I
don't know
think
if
both
he.
of them were.
I don't know if he had any kids. I don't know him, but I know we know Anna did have 4 kids. Well, 3 or 4 kids. I'm gonna be don't hold me for a moment, but either three. I think 3 kids, 4 kids that were with her husband, and she was there on a retreat and what they call a wellness or what they call what she
It's on a
said.
wellness retreat
She was on a wellness retreat, and she said,
or attending a wellness like seminar or something like that.
yeah." And then Mother Earth said, "Hey."
Yeah, that was ironic.
Yeah.
And she also mentioned that she saw her kids pass away over Zoom, which was wild.
Her kids are her coworker.
She said her kids. She said she watched her kids pass away over Zoom.
Wow, that is crazy. That is that is crazy.
I think it was her kids. She said because they weren't with
It's
her.
either her kids or a coworker.
Yeah, they weren't with her. So
I think it might have been a coworker,
oh, well, she watched somebody on Zoom go.
but yeah, that is a lot. And then meet Martin and we and meet Anna. Seems like they kind of really built their own way of life there.
Yeah, they feel like they bonded.
They
They
bonded.
they
They
stuck
bond
together. I mean, it was only those two, so I'm glad they found comfort in each other, and it seemed like they came up
weird.
with some kind of game plan on how they were going to survive. Now, I did think it was interesting when they had the breakfast how Anna and Martin had came up with the game plan, and their game plan completely surrounded around the resources that was available to them via that hotel they were in.
Yep.
And so Ish was thinking beyond the hotel. He was thinking there's resources beyond this,
Everywhere.
yeah, to survive longer than what y'all have given yourself. So
Yeah. It's almost like they got their own. And I think this is what we're gonna see as we see the different people ish encounters on his journey. We're gonna get a lot of different characters. Uh, we're gonna see because it seems like it just seems like they are, he- like you said. Martin knows to the about how many days the generators, how many weeks the generator's gonna last.
You know
He
how much food the food supply.
food they got, how much liquor they got. This is their. I feel like this is their doomsday for them.
Yeah,
Um, and two, we also noticed Ish didn't kind of he didn't vibe. Even the woman was throwing at him. I'm like, bruh, she throwing at you. You don't know the next time you're gonna even see a woman, bruh.
yeah.
They were down for whatever to with him because they were
I
happy
mean,
they
why
saw.
not? We all about to go. So
Well, that's what they were saying they were about to go. That's another question that
exactly.
Ish
And so
rose.
that's why they were so open.
And it Ish was like, what you mean this is the end of what? So
Ish was just like, this may be the it for y'all, but this is not it
yeah,
for me.
this ain't
That's
the
what he
ish
was
for
like.
me.
Yeah, this is not it for me.
Ish ain't with that ish.
Ish ain't with that ish. Ish said he got some more living to do,
Yeah.
even if he's living alone.
Yeah, she threw it at him though. She threw it at him.
She
He
got a
almost
kiss in. She got a kiss in.
she got a kiss in. That's all about she's gonna get.
Yeah.
So Ish after that, he realizes that they are doomed in their mind. They felt like they have lost everything, which they have. They lost their kids, their family, their wife. They don't feel like they have anything to live for, go for, move on for. So I think that pay attention. We're gonna get used to a lot of those type of characters because if it's like the movie, if it's similar, which I kind of see similarities, like The Walking Dead, we're gonna get we're gonna run into different cliques and clans and how they govern their society. It's gonna be something like that. I see a little plays off that, but I like the survival theme though. It's something different, um, and cool. But okay, now we heading now. Ish is leaving Vegas, and he hauls it. Ish is hauling it. Um, he's flying. He's going fast, and he does it again. He have to hit himself because he thinks he's dreaming. I'm like, nah, bro, this is reality. That's how I know it's been a mental wave for him so fast that he don't even believe it's real. And he runs into the dog. He runs and finds a dog. He had to jam on brakes so fast. Isn't that ironic though? That is ironic. Oh, and before we go back, he also let's backtrack real quick before we go forward. One other thing that we need to know that Martin gave uh Ish the info of what was happening, and come to find out, what it said it was about 3 weeks. It's been about 3-4 weeks. So when he was down that whole time for that 3 or 4 weeks, I'm I'll save this question for afterward, but I'll just go on. But well, the main thing out of here, what we need to grasp is that the government is done. There's no government. They're governing themselves. Um, it's a whole new world, pretty much. Um, and so we can fast forward back. My bad. I didn't want to just now. So basically, he runs into a dog. He almost hit the
But
dog.
I
When
think before that too, we gotta remember that as he was leaving Vegas, walking out the hotel, remember he heard two gunshots. So Anna and Martin are no longer with us. They decided to go ahead and
yeah, they decided to go ahead and complete the end, their
yeah,
end,
yeah.
and that's gonna be we're gonna run into some personalities out here because when situations happen, a lot of people can't handle the situations the same way. Everybody different. Theirs was just all right. You know what? We're gonna ride this out, and then we're gonna bye bye because they ain't even wait till till the power went out. They waited till he was gone.
Right, yeah. I thought they were at least gonna wait until they ran out of resources, but
That's deep right there. This and that. So by Ish coming, it brought hope to them. And then when Ish said he wasn't staying, bump it. You know, it it,
Yeah,
it, it almost would have been better.
to stay.
It almost would have been better if he would have never ran into them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they would have lived longer.
Possibly.
Hence, the theme is alone. And I noticed Ish he played he said a couple of things about being alone. Nobody bothers you.
It's
Nobody
freedom. Being
is
alone is
freedom.
freedom.
And then he went to say it's too much damn freedom. You can imagine it being so silent till it's loud. I know, that's crazy. But he runs into a dog, man, best friend, and also too, uh, maybe animals are immune to this virus.
Possibly. Yeah. That's a good point.
Maybe animals are immune to it. So that's another nugget that we can, come back later as we go through this series. We'll retouch some of those things. He he finds the dog. A man best friend. What's better than that? Companion. That'll cheer you up. That might bring some more dopamines for you. You ain't want that
Compliment.
woman. You ain't want the woman. So maybe the dog can do it for you, man. But
He named the dog Lucky.
Lucky, yep. And he played on some sevens. He said something about something you said about sevens. Sevens. Yep, Lucky. And so what I find interesting is as the dog Lucky and them, I guess head back home on the process to home, they stop at the library. I'm like, bro, this dude's smart. This dude's smart. This dude's smart. He goes to the library and goes to get survival books. I think he picked up a book about, farming, just solar panels, solar energy. He is trying to survive and live and move forward in a new world, you know. And two, I like his energy now. I want to see if it, stays the same. We'll
No,
see.
it's going up from here because he about to meet a woman. Next episode 2, I'm sure he gonna meet that woman.
Who said you gonna meet a woman? We don't know that yet. You know
I
that?
said I'm pretty sure he gonna meet that woman.
Okay.
That was in the trailer.
Yeah, but we ain't even there yet. Let's backtrack. So basically, they are, and I find it interesting. Would you go? Would you go to, if you know you're in post-apocalypse? Was the first thing you do would be going to the library? I don't think a lot of people would be going there.
I mean, one thing that would come to my mind
That's
is,
different. That's different. That's not an average person right there who just gonna
well,
ignore.
my mind would immediately jump to first question is, oh my God, how am I gonna survive? Or I mean, first question would have been, where is everybody else? If I realized I was riding around town alone. But after that, like how he came to be, I was like, I need some info. I mean, we all used to getting info from the internet. So before the internet, what did we have? So I don't know. The library might have came across. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that, I mean, being alone like that, you could do like, and they played on the theme of too, just like they just did so much stuff that you would normally couldn't do because there was people around. Like him just being naked, him riding whatever, how fast he want to ride, ain't ain't no resistance, you know. But yeah, I just thought that was good. So there they leave the library, him and Lucky, and they head back home to where he stays now. Um, and then going back home, got the dog in the house. You kind of see him just what it's play a couple scenes of him like he's moving around, he's getting acclimated. Seems like he's getting supplies because it's like a brief 20-second scene. They're just showing him like I guess a progression in time a little bit.
Well, he definitely went back to the store and got supplies.
Got supplies, just got just everything he needed. And this is where the movie series uh goes. He goes outside in the back of the patio. He looks up and like, dang, I see smoke.
Well, Lucky started barking. Lucky was out there on the
Mm.
patio.
Oh, Lucky was out there. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Look at Lucky. Won't he do
Yeah.
it?
Look, he's a guide dog.
A guide dog. But
Like guiding, like he guided him to that area and pointed him in the right direction, and that's when he
yeah,
noticed the smoke coming from the top of the mountain.
yeah. And that's interesting. That means there is life somewhere else too.
Right.
So we already proved Martin and them wrong. Martin and them didn't even care. They just like whatever.
Martin and Anna weren't even trying beyond
I would have been.
the
I'm
hotel.
glad. I am so glad that Ish got out of there because I don't think he would have been alive if he'd stayed around them.
I think it's an issue of strong will.
I don't care. He ain't no gun. I
Ish
know
would like
that.
to fight. I think Ish would have figured out a way to defend his. I think Ish seems very resourceful and crafty to me, so I
We'll
think he
see.
would have figured out a way to defend himself.
Yeah. But what did you before we go over, just like the final things, what did you think about this episode? Like just a thought I know remember you saying earlier it was slow. It was slow. I'm like, but it's the first episode, you know. And I'm not expecting this to be no from, but I can expect it at least to be decent. And so far it was a slow story. It was a slow. It didn't really have too many transitions. It was just, it started out slow. So I'm hoping episode 2 kind of picks up. But how did you feel? What was your nuggets? What things that you theories? What things you feel like it might happen in the next episode? I mean, what you thinking?
Overall, it now despite it being a slow start, overall I feel like it was a fairly strong introduction. It was a fairly strong episode 1. Because though it was a slow start, I felt like there was enough throughout and at the end to leave you wanting more to watch episode 2. So I felt like it ended on a good note to keep people engaged because in the trailer that we played in the beginning of this stream, they showed
Mhm.
the majority of episode 1 in that trailer. And it seems like the clips toward the end of that trailer were pulling from episodes 2 and on. So we know we can look forward to him meeting that young woman.
Mhm.
So I think that's, going to give me something personally to look forward to in episode 2 because I'm pretty sure, I predict that the smoke was coming from her place that she's, her little area of survival that she's built for herself. So I think that's who he's going to meet up with in episode 2. And I mean, I'm just looking forward to how they navigate
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah. And then and then too about reptiles. That is another thing. I that's that's one note away about reptiles. I don't know what reptiles do. Let me look that up. What reptiles? I'm looking up life cycle. Acting, growing. One thing, okay. This is interesting. I see what they say about reptiles. They
mm-hmm,
say, they go through a life cycle, hatching, growing, mating, laying eggs, defending
mm,
young, and then once a young reptile is strong enough to find its own food, it becomes independent.
mm.
So
Yeah, I feel like that kind of plays into the theme of like they're probably gonna what like it's like a reset to civilization.
yeah, it is. It's a big reset. I
Yeah.
mean, because technology is not there. Like like stuff is running on generators. The stuff is out. I mean, where the normally you have an engineer, a fireman, policeman. You got to be all those, you know. So I think it's cool that that it's letting me know that Ish is kind of he's definitely smart, tactful individual. So it seems
Mhm.
like well, if he don't know it, he gonna figure it out. I mean,
Most definitely.
him with those books and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be useful in the new world that they living
Mhm.
in. Um, yeah, I think it was a good episode. I think the best part of the episode was when he actually met people.
Yeah.
Because when
That was a
Martin
highlight.
they
Yeah.
they they kind of they for that little 10 to 15 minute span or whatever they was in the scenes, they kind of it was a lot drop right there. You know, he got
Mhm.
he got to meet them.
We got the background.
We got the background. We got to know what was going on while he was what 3 weeks or 4 weeks down,
Mhm.
and why. This is the question I want to know: is this was this natural virus? Was it
Mm.
naturally one? That's
Mhm.
what I want to know. Was it just nature? You know, they keep on saying Earth abides. Earth just got to a purification point where it's just like, hey man, some of y'all got to go. Y'all ain't doing
Right.
good. Um, Another question I was if if he didn't get bit by that rattlesnake, would he have been alive? That's another question I want to know.
I imagine I don't know how
That's what I'm saying.
how long his assignment was to be out there, but I don't know. I would just like to think that his assignment was about to wrap up and he was probably supposed to go home, and
So
really him being out there in that snake bite kind of saved him.
so you saying that his social distance being in the wilderness gave him an opportunity to be alive now?
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that. Also, too, what I want to know more about. I want to get more details about this particular virus thing that's going on. Hopefully, we get more intel on that. We'll see if how did this happen? Was it natural? Was it more about that? Also, too, a lot of these survival movies. You know, either it run themes like somebody usually is like it's planned and somebody doing a takeover, and usually you're gonna see a militia come out, all of them, it can run that type of way. It's like uh yeah, I just thought this was a decent episode. It was okay.
On a scale
You
from
know,
1 to 10, what would you give it? 10 being phenomenal, one, I'm not
man,
gonna watch this anymore.
I I give it a 6 for that
Okay.
first episode. I'll give it a 6. I'm gonna be honest, I give it a 6. But I give it a 6. It's the first episode and it's MGM Plus. I mean, I like MGM Plus. They do more quality over quantity, which I
I agree.
respect that. Because you got the Malcolm X one, that's dope.
Mhm.
You got From, you got this, and you got some other stuff. It's quality over quantity. So I know if they picking up something and they just ain't going, it got to be some depth in it.
And I think
So
it's only 6 episodes too.
for the first season,
Yeah.
that's different. I guess it's a test of they probably testing it to see how it go before they,
Yeah, I think I
you
read
know,
it's only 6 episodes, so
yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see the next episode. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else about that struck me about that episode? I think
how did you feel about it being, in the beginning, not that much conversation? There wasn't it the first, I would say, I don't know, that's why the pace was so slow to me in the beginning because there wasn't that much talking. It was a lot of silence.
hence the episode was called
It was
Alone.
alone. Yeah, he was
Alone.
and we
I
felt that as the viewers.
I felt alone. I
I felt
literally I
alone as well.
felt the feeling of being alone and alone with no word. I'm like, man, no words, because I feel I swear that bathroom scene. I mean, not the bathroom. I mean, the scene was in that bed. Felt like it was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, of him just tossing and turning. My hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I I give it to episode two. Episode two is gonna let me know if it, like should I continue. But off that trailer, I'm looking forward to see what the writers do um with the woman he meets because it
Mhm.
seems like they come from two different worlds.
Two different
I
worlds,
don't
and
think two different worlds, two different backgrounds. I,
yes,
they did a great job of picking two people that seem like they would not
totally opposites.
totally opposite. Seem like they yes. I definitely want to see how this culturally clashes in a post pandemic world. I'm interested to see
I'm
Ben.
interested in the love story play out because I do feel
It got a little drama in there, a little drama.
a little
I wish
romance.
it had some more action. Well, I don't know. I can't say that yet. I hope it has some more action in it. Like some,
I think it will because it also looked like in the trailer there was like not only he's gonna meet that woman, but they're gonna run into some more people too.
yeah, and two. Next time I'm gonna probably check out that book a little bit, just kind of see where it go.
Mm-hmm.
But again, shout outs to the Theater of the Mind family. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, us tonight. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah. Um, it's been great. It's been good. Hey, if you haven't followed, make sure you follow the channel. Um, I am doing reviews. You can catch me on TikTok. You can catch me on YouTube. I am on both of those channels. So if you like content like this and if you like shows like this, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and stay tuned. And hey, see you soon. Peace.